Hi folks, and welcome to this week's guide. And yeah, after Lime Rock, I'm glad to come to a proper race circuit, even though Lime Rock is proper, I do get that. But yeah, a proper big racetrack with lots of space where we won't have too many issues, hopefully. A lot of slipstream though, kind of going to be similar to Watkins, I think. A lot of slipstreaming. They've got two or three good overtaking opportunities with just slipstream based, so bear that in mind. We are also, I don't know if anyone's noticed, but iRacing has done a fixed series for this car. We did wonder why there wasn't one at the beginning, but they've started one now. So I am using the fixed spar setup. It has 0-0 wing, and to be honest, it seems pretty stable and pretty solid. So I would probably recommend using that in the open series if you do want to run that as well. See what it's like. I didn't change anything to it. It felt very comfortable, quite grippy and things. So yeah, I was quite happy. Had I been doing the open series still, I would have used that setup. So I'm happy with it. It might not be the fastest, but it's definitely very, very comfortable to drive. Talking about laps, now, here we go. I did a 121.696, and normally on these track guides, I like to try and get close again, but I couldn't get close again for whatever reason. Skill, talent, running out, no idea. So the lap I'm actually going to show you is the one that's a little bit slower wherever it is. There we go, a 121.9, because I did set some low 22s here and here, so I think that's a bit better of a representative time of what I would do in the race. So the lap I'm going to show you is lap 7, a 222.981. I will get it out eventually, but yeah, that's what I'm showing you. So I also show you the info tabs, and you can see there it does say setup question mark, but I do use the iRacing spar setup for this. And you can see there, you can see the track temperature and track date should be set to what we're doing as well. Moderate usage on the track is what I always use, 44%, nice in the middle. If you have high usage, more grip, low usage, less grip. Same with the temp. High temp, less grip, lower temp should be more grippy. Above my head, you should see two screens. One will be my Discord, where the OLAP, BLAP, telemetry, and replay file. I don't need to put the setup in there because everyone has the iRacing setup, so that's all golden in there. Also, you'll see a Google Docs of the schedule that I make on there, and you can see what track guides I've done in the past and what ones I'm planning to do for the rest of the season. They're in season order for the series that I cover, so it's nice and easy. The other screen is how I get into these sessions, which using the fixed one should load that same setup, but just be mindful of that. You can change the setup in a practice session, so just be mindful not to change it if you are practicing. And you can't change the fuel, so we've got no worries about fuel this in the fixed series as well. I think that's everything to mention. Otherwise, yeah, let's crack on with the guide. Right then, the wonderful Spa, absolutely adore this track, brings up some good races as well with some good slipstream opportunity and some fantastic corners. Starting off with turn 1, sort of between the 150 board, there is a Marshall gate post thing in the barrier there. You want to just brake just before that. Nice and easy around here, particularly on the first few laps. Cold tyres, lots of cars around you, very easy to face backwards. You can run wide here, but don't run too far wide. Look at the rule tab on the main menu when you load into the track. It will tell you what you can get away with and what you can't, including off tracks. So we are blasting down now to Rouge and Raidillon, and I'm aiming for the little Marshall post here just so we get to it, or I can see it clearly underneath the halo. That's where I start turning in. Cut the first part. You can give the curb a little cheeky tickle there and make sure you don't cut this too much, because there is an off track and a slowdown, and that really does affect your lap because we are full throttle for a very long time. Slipstream will definitely be a thing here because they've basically slipstreamed you all the way from turn 1. That's how important turn 1 is to get a good exit. You're carrying that speed all the way down here to La Com, which is a very, very long way away. So here we are, we're approaching it now. Get on the curb on the left hand side here, and just by that little red orangey marker thing, brake in a nice straight line, nice and heavy. Ease off the brakes. You can cut the corner a little bit here, but make sure you compromise this one. Stay as far left you can. You see the oversteer there, helps me out just a little bit, but do not touch that curb. There's a dip in it and you bottom out the car, and you do face the other way quite easily, so bear that in mind. You aim for this one is to take that last corner through Le Com absolutely flat out and get a good exit down to Rivage now. Rivage is a downhill braking zone, so just before the curbing, you want to get on the curb in it again. Brake in a nice straight line. Do not lock a front tyre going into this. It will affect you greatly. And basically coast the car around nice and easy. Keep on the inside curb until you can see the outside curb here. Then start accelerating the car. You see I accelerate a little bit too early. Have to put on some more steering angle. So not ideal, but don't run these two curbs here. You will bottom out the car. This one is just a lift and a flick left for no name. Beautiful corner. It's downhill and off camber, so be mindful of that oversteering. You can run a little bit wider. There is an off track out there, so just be mindful of that as well. Down to Pouhon now, and kind of that flag marker light thing. Lift off, dab a brake, let the car settle into the corner, and then full power. You see I have a double dip there. Not ideal again, but I thought I was going to run wide. Got loads of track on the right hand side, nicely spare there. But through the second part is absolutely flat out. Really, really nice corner to get right. That really, really nice in a Formula car with the downforce to help you out there. Start the curbing. Again, we want to use the curbing in the braking zone. Get on it. Brake down into 4th gear. Same as the entry into Pouhon there. Let the car settle into the apex. You kind of want a nice late apex here because you want to maximize this corner as much as you can. You give the curb a little cheeky tick as you go past and get on full throttle as early as you can. Again, you can run wide, but read the rule tab and you can find out how much you can run wide. Now, tricky braking zone this, just before, a couple of car lengths before the red and white curb, you want to brake and take it nice and easy. See, I turn in a little bit too early there. I do ride the curve quite a lot. Not ideal, and it does little twitch on the exit there. You want to miss the curb, but you want to get as close as you can to it to get a good exit. Again, this is like turn 1. Getting that full throttle as early as you can. You're going to carry this all the way down now to the bus stop chicane at the very end of the lap. So getting a good exit there is going to help. This will be another slipstream down here, but you've got to time your slipstream very well. There is no point going through too wide through Blanchimont. You will lose both time and it will be a little bit tricky to go too wide through there. Blanchimont, here we are. It's absolutely flat out. Just try and turn the steering wheel as minimal as you can to get around it. You can run a little bit wider there on exit, but just be mindful of the off track again. Braking for the last chicane, we are just after the 150 marker. So just as you pass it and it's sort of behind the car, start braking heavy in a nice straight line. Second gear for me this, you might be able to get around in third, but I think it's too tight, so that's why I took second. Just a lift off of the second one, you see I take a little bit too much red curb there and it unsettles the rear of the car just there. So just be mindful of that. Miss the curb, get a nice smooth exit, and we're on for a run down into turn 1. But that's me across the line in a 2:21.981. As I said, I did do a quicker lap, but I couldn't get close to it again, so I want to kind of show you a representative time of what I can physically do. But yeah, there is some more time I can gain. There's a few mistakes in there, so hopefully you can learn from what I've done there. Otherwise, fingers crossed, Spa is always good racing. I do love it. It is a wonderful, wonderful track. So yeah, fingers crossed for a good week. Let me know in the comments how you get on in the races, and otherwise I will catch you on the next one.